engineer. He worked and studied in the UK, now working for Wipro, and is currently in Norway. He loves being outdoors. And hope to him is, if you have no hope on anything, then you will find out that you have no stress at all. Over to you, Toastmaster Abraham.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, my dear fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. How many of you here have the problem of getting angry or being moody sometimes, or most of the times? I can see a couple of hands there. Okay. Sunny, when he was born, the doctors told he had a condition. So the doctors advised his parents that never let Sunny cry. So Sunny never cried in his childhood. He grew up as a happy and cheerful man. He was free to do all the mischiefs in the world and no one would get angry on him. And he always got away with it. He enjoyed that freedom. And Sunny grew up. After school, he took up his family tradition, which is he became a farmer, an agriculturist. And he was there everywhere as a cheerful, happy man. I could quote one example of what happened. One of his aunt had a surgery for piles, and she was admitted to the hospital. She was in pain. There was no way to console her. Her relatives were there, and Sunny walks into the room. He looks at her. He pulls a chair and sits next to her, and he told her, "Aunt, if the surgery happened at any other place, I could have blown on it." In his own words, she burst out laughing. Everyone in the room laughed. And that is the kind of effect his presence has. He always comes up with jokes that makes people laugh. He had a sister who was 20 years older than him, and his sister is my grandmother. And I remember, even when my grandmother was 80 years old, he used to visit her with some chocolates. And every month he comes and see her, spend almost 8 to 9 hours and then go back. And over the years, Sunny became an alcoholic, a severe alcoholic. Everyone tried multiple ways to get rid of this habit, but every attempt was in vain. There is this incident when I was 5 or 6 years old. We were living in Pudiyangadi in Calicut. And one evening, we heard a knock on the door and we opened. It was Sunny there. He was drenched in mud or dirt in some drain. He fell after he got drunk. And he still had in his right hand some narangi mithai, some toffees wrapped in a newspaper. And that was for me. It had some sand. I still ate it because I felt the love of him. He traveled all the way from Piravam to Calicut some 35 years back just to see his niece, my mother. And he was also a very talented person. He could easily overhaul a car engine in his garage. I have seen him make table lamps with coconut shells and wood. He was a multi-talented, happy, free, cheerful person. He always did whatever he liked. And he was the naughtiest, oldest person in our family at some point. He was always being an inspiration to me. Because when I look at him, I never seen him angry on anyone or sad. So I tried to be like him, except for becoming the alcoholic part. So what came to me is that people have choices. You can either be happy or you can be stressed out, unhappy, and no one will ever remember you. There is a story of uh, a philosopher. His name was Ibn Sina. He did an experiment. He had two sheep, two goats in two separate cages, and a wolf. Only one goat could see face to face with the wolf, and the other goat was completely separated. Over time, he found out that the goat that was kept in vicinity of the sheep's or the wolf's cage died of sickness, but the other goat was healthy. So this is a simple experiment to prove that if you are happy, cheerful, fun-filled life, then you tend to live longer. Otherwise, you tend to have so many diseases like your pressure or cholesterol, high diabetics, heart conditions, stroke, you name it, whatever diseases. It's all because of the different toxic hormones that produce in your body when you have an unhealthy lifestyle, unhealthy mindset. So I would like to make a proposal today that for the next 30 years, try to laugh more, try to be happy, try to do things that you've never done. I know this is not the right time to call for such a proposal when you have so many restrictions in place, but still within your limits, you can do it. So here are some of the tips that I would like to give is laugh more than you actually do. And when you get angry, how do you resolve it? So when you get angry, try to make a joke of it. If someone makes you angry, rather than shouting at that person, make a joke so that the mood will change and you will not be stressed out. The next thing is exercise every day. Then another thing is, I have seen some old people going to the church and crying there because they go to the church as a very happy person. And standing there, the priest will tell you, oh, you are a sinner. Your life is cursed. You have to pray for redemption. So when you hear this, even though I haven't done any sin last week, so I go to church on Sunday and the priest tells me, you are a sinner. I say, I'm not a sinner. But they accuse you of being a sinner. You are not. So think rationally. Keep away things like that. It will actually ruin your mood. Another thing is people work hard. Everyone tells you, you have to work hard. You have to work hard. No, there is no point in working hard. All you have to do is work smart. People spend 8, 9, 10 hours every day working on things, redundant things, focusing on the same problem. Think outside, you get a solution, work smart. So that is my advice, even to students. Don't spend your time reading your textbooks 8 hours a day. Just only 3 or 2 hours reading is fine. Only read you have to change the way you learn. And most of you who have come from engineering background, at least some subjects I know that managed to clear just by studying the previous day of the exams, and rest all of the days you spend enjoying with your friends. So these are all the good memories you will have. Utilize the time now. Make good memories so that when you look back in life, all you have is the laughter on your face rather than, oh, I missed that, I missed this. I have heard people saying, oh, I missed my college days, all the fun. I was spending all the time in the library. And when I tell my friends, okay, I've spent most of the time in the bar drinking and going on bike riding. And people say, oh, I envy your childhood. I say, okay, that was my choice I made. You made your choice, but at least you have a life forward, so you can always have time to make different choices. Another thing is, in Toastmasters, we have a joke session, and it is restricted. For most of us, it is restricted only to the time in Toastmasters, but take it outside. Make joke session mandatory in your family, at least during the dinner time. Do a joke session, make everyone laugh. At least when you hang out with friends, make a joke session. Doesn't matter what joke you say, or at least say it to yourself and smile. So this is my proposal. In the next coming 30 days, with all the little tips I gave you, try to be a cheerful, more happy person, and let us see. And I would like to hear your response after the 30 days, how you feel about yourself. Over to the Toastmaster of the day, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster.